Hey, rock stars. I am going to be going through the schedulers to use with Pinterest. So, for those of you who are popping in here with me, give me a hello and let me know, what is your favorite day of the week? I would like to know. So, everything I teach, we talk about the 4 pillars of my framework: setup, systems, strategy, and scale. And today we're going to be talking about systems. And I want to cover the systems that you have the ability to use when you are scheduling your pins. There are a couple different options out there. One of the things that I'm going to cover first, though, is how to know what is the right option for you. And so, one of the things that you want to know is you want to make sure that you are set up with what we call an approved partner. That means Pinterest not only gave them the API code, but they also said they follow Pinterest best practices and you can use them without being considered spammy, or you have a harder time of getting considered spammy or getting your account shut down, because they've gone through rigorous questions and trainings and red tape to get approved. So there are a whole list of them here. You can go to business.pinterest.com and then look for Pinterest Business Partners. I will put that in here for you. This is the URL here. And so just make sure that it is something that is approved, right? And so all of the ones that I'm going to go through today, I'm not going to go through all of them, but the ones that I am going to go through today are going to be approved. There are a lot of different solutions for you. I will tell you my favorites and why, but just know that they do have a list of what is approved, and you want to stick to that very closely. That is going to be something that is very important in terms of making sure that your account stays in good standing, that you don't have your pins get pushed down in the algorithm because you're not doing something correctly or following their best practices. So let's jump into some of the schedulers that you have access to. So one of the schedulers that I'm going to start with right away is Pinterest. You can natively schedule with Pinterest. When you log in, you're going to see Business Hub here. And then you're going to see up here, create a pin. This is where you're going to create your pins. You can upload them once you have them or save from your website. I am going to upload a pin that I have. We will just go in here and upload this one. And so you can see, hire a Pinterest coach. I'm going to go through and quickly type in some information about working with me so that it makes sense for the pin. So I'm going to say Pinterest Manager Services. Pinterest coach for your brand. And then what I can do is just put in my description here, right? And then my destination link. And now what we're going to do is, you can see down here, publish immediately or publish at a later date. I'm going to choose publish at a later date. And then I'm going to choose, let's say, tomorrow. And at the time of this training, it's tomorrow. There we go. And, or no, there we go. At the time of this training, it is tomorrow. I know what day it is. And then we're going to pick the best time here for my account. So we'll say 3:30. Once I have all that, then you just pick your board that you want it to go to. And then I'm going to go here and click publish. And that will schedule it for later. It will pop up with a note that it is scheduled for you. There we go, scheduled to publish tomorrow at 3:30. And then you can also see when you are in your account the scheduled pins that you have right there by doing that. Or when you're on your profile, it will sometimes also under all pins showcase it for you. Maybe not today. Tech. So that is how you can schedule pins right there, knowing that you can use their scheduler. The downfalls of this, it's very easy to use them as a scheduler. The only downfall really is you are not able to schedule this pin to multiple boards unless you do it manually. So I would have to redo the whole thing with the same title and description. The other thing that you would have to pay attention to is you can only schedule, I think it's like 2 or 3 weeks out in advance. And it's going to be even shorter. So if I wanted this pin to go to multiple boards, that's taking up those slots that I have. So I might only be able to schedule out a week in advance. So there is some ups and downs with having Pinterest as a native scheduler for your account. Again, very easy to use, but there are some downfalls in terms of how long out, how far out you can plan and things like that. So just keep that in mind if you are thinking about going the free option for the Pinterest pins. So the next one that we're going to go through, I'm just getting pulled up over here. Let me know what scheduler you guys use too. So I can totally go through some of these if you want. So in terms of just a quick recap for the Pinterest native scheduler, it's going to be free, right? Using it, it's actually relatively easy in terms of just like you saw, click upload, you're good to go. It's really simple to be able to choose the board, title, description, destination link. I didn't do alt text in that training recording right there, but you can add it in there. Again, like I said, the problem for Pinterest as a native scheduler is going to be the scheduling and repurposing because you only have a certain amount of time. So I think like if you do one pin a day, it's like 2 weeks. I think it's like 10 to 15 posts that you get if you create one. So like there's a number of different things. You can only go out 2 to 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, maybe a full month. It depends on how many times you're scheduling it. So things like that are a little bit wonky and hard to deal with. So one of my favorite platforms that I do a lot of teaching on in my results program is, of course, Tailwind. I not only have had the pleasure of working with some of the individuals in the company, and they're amazing, but also I just am able to have different functionality that I need for my brand while doing specific strategy in my scheduling. So this is what Tailwind looks like. I stick to the original publisher. The new user interface is a little bit clunky in terms of navigating how it works, what it looks like, things like that. So if you see on the left-hand side, I actually still have the original publisher link here. So that way I can stick to what it looked like prior to the new layout that they have. They're pretty simple in terms of their pricing structure, things like that. You can use a free account, but you only get 20 posts a month or so. So again, very, very tight structure in terms of your scheduling plan. Your plans can go up from there, so it makes it easier. I typically recommend the Pro plan, I believe it is, because then you get 100 pins per month and you get some community access in that as well. Definitely worth your time, especially when it comes to repurposing. The other thing is it makes it really easy to upload. So even if you're on the newer side of things, you just click here, upload or create posts, and then drag and drop. Again, this is what it would look like. And then you just choose that you want it to go to what platform. This is my Pinterest account. So then I would just go to schedule. They have a ghostwriter option here, which is great. And then title, description, URL, and then where you want it to go. This allows you to do board lists. So like I said, Tailwind is very helpful in terms of scheduling to multiple boards, multiple different times, and then you can add in your community pins here as well when you're scheduling. Again, for me, I like the original publisher because I get a little bit more control on the back end of when my pins go. With the newer publisher, it's every day or once a week. I like to be a little bit more strict on my schedule of how often my pins go. We talk about that more heavily in my Pintastic Results program as well. Excuse me. So you can see here, I upload here. So you see it. You can do your board lists again so that it has multiple boards in there. Choose which ones you want it to share to. Pin title, description. You still have your communities here, your smart loops. You can cross post to Facebook if you want. You put your URL in here. It's going to pull in the title for you. You can change that. You just click and change, right? So everything is the same. And then you can use your scheduling however you want there. If you're not ready to schedule, you just say save changes. It will save in your drafts here for you. You have your schedule over here that you can remove and add time slots. So it's super nice to be able to have the ability to have a little bit more structure in what you want going on with your daily and weekly schedule. I love how seamless Tailwind actually makes the optimization for us, because you can pick that board, the title, the description, alt text, destination link, but Tailwind also has the ability to optimize your content with their ghostwriter option. Then you also have the ability to auto post at specific times that are working for your account based on your analytics. You can interval pin them so you don't have to manually go back in and publish it so that it hits multiple times different ways. And they also have really good analytics on the back end of things. So it's really nice to be able to see there, thumbs up. It's really nice to be able to see on the back end what pins are doing well, what things you need to focus on, or look at changing, going down that if this then that kind of walkthrough that I talk about a lot in my program, results to help people understand. So Tailwind, again, one of my favorites, very affordable, something that I definitely like and appreciate. Another one that people talk about using all the time is Planoly. So next to Tailwind, I think Planoly is probably a close second or third. It's one of the tools out there that started with their focus on Instagram rather than like Tailwind started their focus on Pinterest. But they also have Pinterest as well. They're also very user friendly. They are an approved partner of Pinterest. Their plans start around $16 a month. Then it goes up from there. So if you start with the starter plan, which is around the $16 a month, or like $2 or $3 less if you pay for the year, then you can get up to 60 posts every single month. Then the higher you go, you get more posts or unlimited. So it just depends. Uploading is pretty simple with Planoly as well. I'll share my screen here again, and we'll go into that side of things. It looks like I need to reconnect my account here. So 1 second. Perfecto. All right, so I have some in the library. I don't have any scheduled here, but well, it looks like there are a couple scheduled here. So the other thing that you can do, just like the other platforms, is you go into here and you say, I want to upload, select your source. Again, I'm going to stick with the same picture that I've been using for this training. It uploads it, you choose it, and then you get to choose things here. So add your title, add your description, add your URL, right? Select the board that you want it to go to. So I could say Pinterest. And then select the date. If you want it to go to another board, you can do multiple selections here. So that you can plan that out. It is a little bit more manual because you have to choose each date instead of doing like an interval on Tailwind, but it is better than the Pinterest native because you can choose to cycle between the boards that are hyper relevant here, and then click save and schedule. When you go in there, then you can see, I don't think I've scheduled on this. Here we go. I don't think I've scheduled on this account in a while. There might be a few of them that are in there, but again, very, very easy, very straightforward. So here's some that were actually being scheduled out for me when they were starting, what I wanted the campaign to function like, so that I could select the boards, where I wanted it to go, when I wanted it to start, what the URL was going to be. And then I have multiple different images that are going through. So you can do a campaign like that also. So again, when you select your Pinterest pins, you're going to be able to choose all the information just like other platforms. One of the things that I've noticed with Planoly, you don't have alt text in there. Alt text doesn't help with rankings. It's more of a user function to help your users, but optimization is kind of hard to not get with a lot of these platforms, again, because they're approved by Pinterest. So that's super helpful. There's not much more to say beyond that point. I think one of the things that sets Planoly different is they offer the bulk scheduling, so you can do all your posts at once. So you can schedule 2, 3, 4 months out. It's kind of nice. And then you can stack and kind of organize them just like Tailwind does. So the one thing I will say about Planoly is their analytics are lackluster at best. There's a lot of different features that I don't see. So if you do want to use Planoly for budgeting, for scheduling, because it helps you with your content, whatever it is, I would highly suggest that you connect your Google Analytics to the account as well, because it is very difficult to be able to pick what is working and what is not working just by using Planoly's analytics. There's not enough there, in my opinion, to go from. So that's just the downfall that I've seen with them and what they have. Another one that I will do for you guys today too is in later, like I said, there's tons of them. I know other ones that I love. Canva does scheduling. Metricool is a new one that we're looking into for clients of mine that are not on Tailwind. So Metricool is also a nice one. There's Buffer, Hootsuite, and a few others. I won't be covering all of those today. We would be here for like 5 hours if I went through every single one of them. But if you are looking at trying to see if you're doing your scheduling right, if your pin designs are doing well, analytics wise, how to read stuff, if you're getting good at analytics, whatever it is, and you want an audit of your account, just follow the prompt in the chat, tell me audit. I do one-on-one audits with people in the group here for free, just going through, seeing what suggestions I can give you guys to help you out. And if you were like, okay, I already know, right? I need someone to walk me through what to do, when to do it, help me get the strategy going, get the systems going, things like that. But you want to also learn along the way. Comment results. My program, Fantastic Results, has not only the organic, but also the ads course included. And then we have weekly coaching calls and implementation calls. It's been very, very effective for a lot of members in the group here. So the last one that I am going to go through and show is later. We actually use this one for a client because they have so many products in their product suite for their verified merchant status that Tailwind was struggling to keep up with it. So you can see in here, their account is in here. All you have to do, again, is create the post. You upload the media you want just by clicking upload. You drag and drop. Then you will select the board that you want it to go to. So there, you add your title, add your description, add your website here. And then the cool thing here is you can track website clicks for it. So they will track it for you here. And then you can schedule the post just like usual. I'm not going to do that. Here is where you would pick your date up here. I don't want to mess up the schedule that we have for this client. So what's really cool is you can create notes in here to leave remarks of what was done. If you want to remind yourself what needs to go out, different things like that. They do have a lot of analytics, which is great. So they're very limited. So I can't necessarily recommend that you go just off of their analytics. I'll show you on the back end here. Their analytics here are kind of like lackluster again. I don't know. I'm really a fan of either Google Analytics or Tailwind Analytics on top of using your Pinterest Analytics, but that is something they have here. They say overview and then pin performance just by boards, whatever. It's again not the best, but just something that is available for you. Scheduling is honestly a little bit more complicated than it needs to be, because once you get the first ones up there, you can't go and schedule each one for each individual board. You can't do them all at once. You have to go in one at a time. The content optimization, though, pretty straightforward. Like I just showed you, you can upload, add what you need. Again, they don't have the alt text in there. Kind of a bummer, but not a make or break. They are a little bit more of an expensive option as well. So Later starts at $25 a month for their starter plan, and then goes all the way up to, I think it's like $80 or $90 a month or something like that. And for the starter plan, you only get 30 posts a month. So you're going to have to pay more to get more posts. Plus, then you need to pay more if you want to add multiple social media platforms to it. So if you were going to say use this for Instagram and Facebook on top of using it for Pinterest, you're going to start racking up a pretty penny. So those are some of the top schedulers that are out there. Again, you're going to have to pick what's best for you. I think the biggest thing is to just check, what are you looking for? Are you looking for analytics? Are you looking for the ease of using the platform? Are you looking for pricing? Those are going to determine what you need when looking at those different variables, because then there's different platforms that will help you with each of those factors. And so making sure that you kind of do an eval of what your needs are, and then find the platform that fits into the pros of that platform. I do have a blog post with all of this written out and other suggestions and ideas and things like that in there. So I will put that in the comments here for you as well. But again, if you are looking for someone to just give eyes to your account, see what's going, maybe you want to switch schedulers, maybe you're looking at a new scheduler, maybe you just need help looking at keywords, things like that, go ahead and throw audit in the chat. And if you're someone that's like, hey, I would love to maybe have a pin chat with you or talk to you about what you offer, your results program, things like that, go ahead and throw up results. I will get you information on that. And anybody else that would love to just hop on a call and chat all things Pinterest, see where you're at, see if I can give you any suggestions for improvement, or just talk about what your goals are with it or anything like that too, then feel free. You can head over to laurareich.com/pin chat, or just drop pin chat in the chat. I will send you a link. We can get on a call one-on-one. So I am so thankful that you are here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Again, this is just one piece of the puzzle when it comes to systems. So we just wanted to talk about what scheduling systems, right? In systems, you still have Pinterest, you still have designing, you still have content planning, like all those other things. This is just one piece of the puzzle. But I do have a ton of other resources in the group here for systems if that is something that you're interested in as well. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will catch you guys all later.